Hey guys, what's going on? I'm playing Insurgency 2.0, the standalone version of the popular Half-Life 2 mod, which has unfortunately started to die out, but thankfully is being reincarnated as of right now, pretty solid and potential standalone package. For those of you unfamiliar with Insurgency, it's a very realistic style military first-person shooter, kind of set in a, I guess it's fictitious, but it's based around the current conflict in the Middle East. So far with the early access beta, I'm pretty happy with it. I bought it way back when I guess it was pre-alpha, and it's only gotten better over time. And now we're officially in the beta stages, and it's actually pretty darn good. Right now I'm on my favorite map. I think this one is called Contact, and we got a pretty good game going on. I'm the Marines here, and I'm just trying to pick off some, I guess, Taliban or opposing forces on the other end of the street. And one of the first things you'll notice with this game is it's pretty realistic. It actually kind of has a vibe of Counter-Strike to it, where you move around really quick and the gun mechanics are really smooth, but death comes really quick and instantaneously. You kind of have to. It's a very team-oriented shooter, and we'll see what happens. Right now I'm using the M4A1, which is a new weapon to the beta. It wasn't in the alpha, but it's here in the beta. It's probably my favorite gun. Good blend of rifle and submachine gun carbine qualities up close. And oh, that guy just team killed me. That's not good. Yeah, that's one thing you have to be wary of. You have to be sure of your targets before you shoot. Because if you're not sure of your targets, you're going to team kill people, and that's not good. We got the realistic Half-Life Source Engine glass physics. That's a really old feature of the Source Engine, but it can actually play a role in line of sight and visibility problems like that. We got a lot of gunfire going on. I gotta admit, the gunfire in this game, I'm kinda... Just took him out. The gunfire in this game is kinda half and half, hit or miss, like the sound effects. The sound effects are pretty good by default, but some of them are a little flat, but they've definitely gotten better since the alpha. Now every time you die, and I cut it out here, I think there's some later on, but every time you die you get the ability to pick your class. You can pick between light, medium, and heavy, each of which grant you either more or less ammo, affect your speed, accuracy, things like that. And then you get to pick between a primary and a secondary, and you can add optics, foregrips, laser sights. Like on my M4 here, I have a laser sight, a 4-time reticle, and I believe a foregrip. I think I got a foregrip. And that laser sight really helps with point and shoot, because there's no crosshair in this game. It's that type. This game is very akin to something like Red Orchestra. If you've played Red Orchestra 2 or even the first, you'll kind of feel at home. I guess the best way to describe this game is if you've ever played America's Army 1 or 2, or I should say 1, 2, or 3. 3 was terrible. This is like what number 3 should have been. Here we go. We got some good close quarters, but I got put down. And we got some sniper battles up here. The sniping in this game is kind of hit or miss as of right now. I can't really tell if the game has like bullet drop or things like that. It seems like there is none at this point, but I can't be certain. But the sniper rifles, oh, shot the peeker there. The sniper rifles and most guns in this game are one-hit kill. Only very rarely, if someone has like body armor or the heavy class, does one bullet not kill you. You have to be very slow and methodical with all of your movements in this game. Some of the maps, I'm on a new map. This one is called Heights, if I remember correctly. This is a very long-range engagement map, and it's actually... I'm surprised about the map variants, because if you've ever played the original Insurgency, which I have to say, I actually had quite a few hours with. I loved the original Insurgency mod. The map variance is very, very varied. We got tight urban complexes and desert type cities. And we're also seeing right here some kind of snow rural-based maps, which are great because they add, you know, much-needed visual flair. And the game runs in the Source engine, so the graphics are a little dated and flat, but you know, it definitely has the standard Source polish. So you know, the visuals, they're not Battlefield 3 or Crysis, but they're more than enough to pull you by. I noticed the jumping mechanic here was a little stiff. I couldn't exactly get on the barrels. I don't know if it's because the game didn't want me to, or just because I couldn't. Well. So this is a push game mode. This is there's 3 objectives, and the respawn mechanic's kind of interesting. For the attackers, they only get to respawn if someone on their team captures a objective. If everyone on the team dies without capturing an objective, the opposing team wins right then and there. So I kind of like that. It encourages you to play the objective, but it discourages you to run out guns blazing like Call of Duty, which this game is the polar opposite of, and that's kind of a good thing. That's one of the strongest things it has going for it, is that it's not like Call of Duty and it's not like Battlefield. I guess the best way I could describe this game is it's actually kind of different than the original Insurgency mod. I mean, it has the original feel, but the closest thing I could equate this game to is something like, this is what America's Army 3 should have been like. I mean, the weapon models, the feel, they're all like America's Army 3 if that game was really well polished, which if you play it, you'll know it really isn't. That game was forced out way before its its official, or when it should have been released, it was forced out, and that really hurt it. But this game, this is what it should have been like. You got good solid gun mechanics, and for the most part, from what I've noticed, very little bugs. I've seen a few animation glitches, but that's just probably because it's in beta stages and they got to iron that stuff out. But for right now, I'm actually really impressed with the quality of the product. See, we got some long-range engagements. You got to be very swift with your shooting. Death comes quickly. All the weapons are very pinpoint accurate, so it's not like it's not some kind of crazy bullet spread. It's where you point. That's usually where your bullet's gonna go, provided that you're standing still. You can see right there, I took some quick pot shots and I didn't hit any of them. We got some more action going on right here, and overall, I gotta say the early access of this game is really great. It was on sale for 50% off, and I mentioned that in a previous video, but right now I think it's $10 or $20. I believe it's $20, and I don't know if you can justify $20 yet, but this game's got potential, and the change between the alpha to this beta is so great. I really have faith in it, and if it turns out to be anything like the original Insurgency mod, which in my mind when I played it was absolutely spectacular, then this game is well worth the $20. I paid for it mainly because I really loved the first one. I had to somehow pay the developers back for it, so I look forward to a final product, and they're definitely going down the right direction. I'd recommend this game to anyone who likes something like Red Orchestra, Arma to a certain degree, but mostly games like the old America's Army, the original Insurgency. Counter-Strike fans could appreciate it. It has a similar, quick death, quick movement type feel. But I think the closest thing I can equate it to is a blend of America's Army 3, Insurgency mod, and to some extent Red Orchestra. So I'm just going to kind of shut up and let the rest of the gameplay go by. As of right now, if I had to put a score on it for an early access, I'd give it probably a B+ to A-. We'll see where it goes. I don't really want to, force people into buying it. It's still too early to tell, but it's got potential. It's got solid potential for a shooter, and I'm glad to see how far it's come since the alpha. So that's my 2 cents in the game. If you want to buy it, you know what I think about it by now. Like, subscribe, enjoy yourself, and hope you liked the video.